Oh, hi. Hey, how about
Hello.
that? Hello and welcome, everybody, to Age of Wonder. This started correctly. Nothing weird happened at the beginning. You're wrong. This is our third and final episode of the season. Get excited. A lot of cool things are going to happen. But before it does, I'd love to introduce our players. Let's kick it over to Jay. Say hello.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jay. I use they, them. I'm at Nalawu on Twitter and at Nalajaws if you want to see art. Um,
Mhm.
and uh, I'm playing Honey, who is the doomed playbook, and I am just an orb.
So much more than an orb. And Nikki.
Hello,
Hello.
I am Nikki. I am the producer here at the channel that you are currently watching. You can find me everywhere online as Halfling Nikki. Um, Unlike it is in the chat, it's no underscore now. Um, if you would like a smooch, you can eat a tulip. Or you can buy something from my throne wish list, and then if I see you in person, I will give you a smooch, consensually, of course. I am playing Savannah De Silva, aka Van, aka Bramble, and she is the Transform playbook.
That's all correct. Oh yeah, I didn't introduce myself. That's super rude of me. I apologize. I am Miguel, he, they. I will be the GM this morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on where you are in the world. So that's cool. Um, yeah, let's just kick it off here. Our last episode, our heroes were investigating the disappearance of two of their siblings, JJ, the younger brother of Bramble, and Shadow, the younger brother of Pyro. They had gotten themselves into some predicament involving Honey, our very amazing orb, and villains and whatnot, right? Uh, a local hero of the night, Bo Peep, had agreed to help and was tracking down a lead that she'd come across when she got in danger slash kidnapped. And then her protege Peepers reached out to the group for assistance in rescuing Bo Peep, which they answered. They trekked the ne'er-do-wells down to a warehouse, classic supervillain style, and we are in the middle of a rescue attempt, which has gone slightly awry as the group is facing down a cadre of underlings of the mercenary villain, the Old Pro, a country club sport themed villain. I don't. There's no better way to explain it. That it is what it is. And a bomb, a small tennis ball bomb, has slightly gone awry and blown up and stunned, potentially injuring Bo Peep. And we begin as Peepers is by her side, uh, in a frenzy, trying to administer some type of first aid, check wounds, etc. Um, let's check in with everybody else. I think we're all kind of squaring up with some hench folk. Honey, this explosion goes off. You see, the Bo Peep, who was tied up in this chair, kind of go flying some feet, debris flying around. You're still surrounded by three of the hench people as you're sort of fending them off from Pyro, who's been stunned by a tennis racket taser. I mean, I don't know what else to call it. That's what it is. Just we'll just all play along. Honey, how are you doing? What are you doing?
So you said I am surrounded.
I'd say it's more like a face-off. Like they're not behind you or anything. Like you're
Okay,
between them and Pyro, but there are three of them.
let me find my character sheet really quick.
And we'll say the explosion kind of it stuns and shocks them, so it gives you kind of an opening to act real quick before they regain their balance.
Mm-hmm. Can I can
Yes.
I
Wait.
use my powers? Wait.
Unleash your powers.
Yeah, I want to send out like
Wait.
a shockwave to try to stun them, to at least like put them out of the fight for a bit.
Okay. Um. Yeah, no, I think that'd be a good unleash versus a directly engage because you're just trying to like sideline them, not necessarily put them down. I dig it. Let's go for it. Absolutely. Let's see you unleash those
Okay.
powers.
I haven't played this game so long. So 2d6, and then I add or subtract what?
You'll be adding your freak.
Adding freak. Cool. Luckily, I'm very freaky.
It is cool.
Oh, that was a really good roll. That's a 13.
Oh. Oh, my Lanta. Yeah, yeah, let's see how you do it. How do you shockwave them and put them out of commish?
So I think like Honi's scans I think are always going, especially in the midst of battle. And
Mhm.
I think what these three individuals, these three henchmen here, is just a little like beep boop beep boop beep boop. And then there's just a as like this thing radiates out. And I think this like it's just energy, like a light beam of energy that goes out in a shockwave, and I think they take it in their chest and they just pass out.
Yeah, no, all three fall to the ground, floor, not ground, or not outside. Semantics.
It's the ground, and I'm lying on a cold hard ground.
It is hard and cold, so that is all correct. They yeah, they go down in a like a pile, their weapons clattering to the ground.
That Taylor Swift song plays from Honey's speaker.
Absolutely it does. And speaking of your sensors, you then pick up something sort of alarming. It is an energy signature very similar, not to your own, but to some of your current components, the modifications that your previous captors had made, kind of radiating. And it's, you can just pick up that it's like this energy signature, and it's coming towards you very quickly. But before we deal with that, I believe Radicchio is also here. Right, he's kind of tussling with a couple of the hench peeps. His extra natural growth is starting to wear off. He's not back to his normal size, but through a combination of like strikes that he's been taking and then just like the energy wearing off, he's about half of the giant size that he was, but he's still holding his own. Bramble, you just stunned two hench, whatever, caddies. We'll just call them that. Two of the caddies with the when you unleashed at them and the little bomb went awry. You can see Bo Peep struggling to come up to like talk to peepers, and just you see like his eyes go wide inside his domino mask as he like turns over to you, and like he's just like a sheet of, his face is very frightened. And he says, "We gotta go. It's a trap." And before you can get the word trap out, the wall to your left, his right, like that was like it's like facing the bay, the ocean side, just completely blows in. There's this huge explosion, just decimate. Like there's no more wall anymore. And in its place, you see a person dressed similarly to the caddies, but definitely more updated. They're all in a very like old-timey traditional like golfer's outfit with the sweater vest and the hat with the pom-pom and everything. This woman is more in like a what looks kind of like a little zip up windbreaker and like black golfing pants, but is strapped to this golf ball launcher that looks like it's been converted into a combination jetpack and railgun. Because there's the device that she's holding and cackling as she is looks very menacing. And the jetpack, instead of being propelled by flame or air, some kind of energy, it's just a constant stream of golf balls flowing out the bottom that's just keeping her afloat. And they seem to be endless. And then the pack on her back is just full of like this big clear tube, and it's very like all these multicolored golf balls. It also almost looks like a like one of those like bingo containers, like a lotto thing, right? And despite the different outfit and then like she also wearing a domino mask bearing down at you, Bramble, there's no mistaking who this is. It is Janet Vickers. Last time we saw her, she was a hero named Goldenrod, but now she's in some weird sports getup. You know, in a matching set with all of the hench peeps that you see around you.
I think there's two things going on. What problem is that Bramble currently has the afraid condition. So I think and to clear that, I have to run away. But then the other part of me is like, okay, but Bramble fucking hates Janet, Valerie, whatever she's going by now, and must say something about that. So here's my thought. I would like to unleash my powers. I would like to say, look at her and say, ew, when did you become a jock? That's why we joined the dance team. Are you going to be a cheerleader next? And then I would like to use my vines to grab Peepers and Radicchio and get out of here. Like, go out. Because I know that Honey can fly, so I just want to, like, exit the building out a window and get on the ground safely using my vines.
Let's see it. When did you become a jock? I love this.
Okay, so I rolled an 8 plus 2. It's a 10.
Absolutely. Look at that. Boom. You see her face sort of like twist from this, you know, I want to say unhinged, but uncontrollable laughter. Like, you know, she seemed like very much like she was gonna dig in here, really enjoy what she's about to do to like this anger, because it was definitely a deep cut that you got there, you know, referring back to your youth together. I'm just gonna check a little box on a piece of paper here. Nothing happening behind the scenes. You're able to, well, I guess, you go for it. Tell me how you whip your vines and, you know, do this whole thing.
So Van looks at Honey and says, run or fly. And then she wraps a vine around Radicchio and his little hedge horse, and then wraps some vines around Peepers, Bo Peep's little guy, and says, sorry about it, Bo Peep, and then uses another vine to connect to the building so that she could safely jump down without getting injured.
Got it. No, yeah, absolutely. You pull this off. Bo Peep does, like a little zip line thing. Injured as she is, she's able to recover because she's a big girl. She can do it. And yeah, Peepers, you kind of like wrap up, take with you as you make your escape. I forget, when you called her out, did you use her name? I don't even remember.
I didn't. I just said, when did you become a jock? You.
Yeah. In her anger, she just starts like unleashing tennis balls behind you as you go. One loads up and, you know, predictably it like explodes behind you. But then other ones, as they pop off, like you see like kind of like a splat of glue or like some kind of adhesive hit the wall, things like that. You know, an ice one comes out and like barely flies above your head as you just make your way outside. And she just yells after you. I'm not a jock. These are leisure activities. But you're able to evade her and make your escape into the city.
And when Bramble tells Honey to flee, I don't think Honey needs to hear that twice. Honey is zoop right out the window or something.
Just right
I,
out of
I
there.
want there to be a little round shaped hole right through wherever Honey leaves. Just
Right through.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. No, yeah. So yeah, y'all make your escape, make a hole in the wall, etc. I think you're probably get a few blocks away. You like totally call it safe. What's everybody do?
I think Van is going to run back to her apartment with
Okay.
Beepers and Radicchio in tow. I think she like thinks of a spot that she can easily get an Uber to pick them up. Halcyon City taxi is like programmed in her phone, so she's got that ready. And then once she gets to that safe alleyway where the taxi's waiting for her, she'll jump in with her little friends and hope that Honey makes it as well. And we'll go back to her apartment and be like, tell Cosmos what the fuck's going on.
Absolutely. You make it to your floor and turn to the hallway where your apartment is, and you can see from there that your door is ajar.
Shit. Okay. From experience, who do I think is stealthier, me or Radicchio?
I'm gonna say it's probably about even. Radicchio is smaller, but clumsier,
Right.
less attentive,
Okay. I think
easily distracted.
Yeah. I think when I see that, I'm gonna take off my shoes because I'm wearing like some goth boots with like too many buckles. They're gonna be too loud. So she takes those off and she is going to try to sneak in.
Absolutely.
What?
You make your way carefully down the hall.
Yeah.
It's just gonna happen.
Okay.
You get to the door and it is like about half open. You can see that your place has been turned over. It's a mess. Pillow cushions are in places they shouldn't be, etc. But you don't like see or hear anyone in there.
So Cosmos, who was previously stuck in a portal bubble, is no longer there?
Correct.
Oh, shit.
Am
I'm gonna
I
try.
able to?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, am I able to like track you back to where you went since we scattered?
I assumed that Honey would follow Bramble.
Oh, okay. Then
Yeah.
yes, I
thought y'all were all together.
Yeah, I assume like I get in the taxi, I close the door, roll down the window, and then Honey zooms in as well. That's what I picture.
A+. All right.
So I think what I'm gonna do is try to call Cosmos on my phone.
Gotcha. You don't. You get kind of like not a busy signal. You get the little like auto message.
This caller, the person you were
That's the
calling is
one.
no longer available. Yeah,
Yeah.
great. And Bramble knows
because
like
it's Cosmos's phone and some kind of device. Instead of available, it just says in galaxy.
yeah, and I think I was gonna say I would assume that that's what's happening anyway. Like Bramble would know, like if it comes up like that, it's because she's not around, literally not on planet. I think Bramble goes fuck, and then tries to call Pyro.
Oh, did y'all not grab Pyro and bring them with you?
I couldn't remember. It was Pyro there.
Yeah.
Okay, then I brought Pyro.
No, I know. I assumed Pyro came along. Pyro's back in the hallway with Honey, is still kind of out of it, which is concerning because Pyro's abilities should have allowed them to heal up and recover pretty quickly. Honey, just like you detected when Valerie Janet Vickers was charging in on her jetpack, the weapons and energy that the caddies were attacking with did give off that same register the same as those, like they'd been augmented by other technology, and then you can that's what Pyro was hit with. So it seems like it's somehow affecting Pyro's ability to heal. But Bramble, back in the apartment, as you look around it, it doesn't look like anything's been taken, and it seems more like this has all been done out of spite. They're like coffee grounds in the carpet. Lampshades have just been taken off and like put somewhere else. Things have been knocked over on the shelves. Prints or paintings and things like set ajar.
Is anything like ruined? Other than the carpet?
Nothing's broken, right? Things are messy, things are turned over, things are like flatware has been taken out and scattered everywhere. But yeah, nothing's been like, if it doesn't seem like anything, this wasn't a robbery. This wasn't done in a hurry, and it wasn't done with any noticeable like malice or anger. It looks like this was almost meticulous. And what you do see is near where Cosmo was stuck in this force field with the portal collapsing in on it is a handwritten note, and just says, "Took care of your friend for you, XOXO Janet." I guess Valerie, she's going.
I was gonna say, is she going by Janet again? Okay. Bramble looks at Pyro and sees that they're not doing well. Do I have an equivalent to like a superhero hospital that I could like take Pyro to?
Yeah, you do. You have resources that have been shared with you via the Dawn Brigade. They basically, they gave you a house key when they went off to do whatever cosmic adventure they're off on.
What was Max's character's name?
Max Blink.
Yeah, so I think Bramble's gonna contact Blink.
Mm-hmm.
And because I feel like they're the most reliable out of the members I've met. Like the Pantom is fine, but like I feel like basically Blink had been raised as like the heir to their family's like legacy or whatever. So Bramble feels like Glitch is who you call if you want to cause chaos, and Blink is who you call if you need help.
Absolutely, that's 100%
for Jay. Blink is played by our friend Max, and Glitch is played by NB Dare to Dream RPG. So that should sum it up. But anyway, so Bramble's going to call and talk to Blink and get Pyro set up with some help. I imagine that Blink will send somebody to pick Pyro up so that Bramble knows like they're going to be safe, and that she doesn't need to take care of Pyro, and leaves her with a note because she feels like Pyro is still kind of out of it, and probably doesn't understand what's going on. So Bramble will write her like a quick short note about like what we're doing and why I sent them away. So then that way when they get like clear again, they're not mad at Bramble, because shit's been weird enough having like Pyro disappear and there's all this crap going on. So Bramble's going to leave a note and then look at Honey and Radicchio and Beepers and be like, I don't know what to do next.
Yeah, no. So I guess Bo Peep is probably with you too.
Did she make it into the taxi as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, so she followed behind to make sure no one was following y'all, and shows up and walks through the door and just looks around. And Bramble looks at you and says, buddy, you got a stalker.
Yeah.
This is bad.
Yeah, it's not good. So that was she was my best friend like in middle school. And then in between middle school and high school we made out at a party. And then when we went back to school like a week later, she had a boyfriend and told everyone I was a lesbian. Yeah, it wasn't good. It wasn't good.
Toxic.
Yeah, and all of our friends like chose her over me. It wasn't good. Yeah, it wasn't good. And then around a couple years later, when I was 16, I woke up like this, and it got even worse. And she was really mean to me about being a freak, and now she's a freak herself. And dating a woman pop star, which is some bullshit.
That's all correct. Bo Peep relays to you that the lead she tracked down was indeed a setup, right? That's how she got captured. She's like, basically, I showed up, I was overwhelmed, and said they were going to use me as bait to lure you in, and Pyro, try to use y'all as leverage against your brothers. There's something they want out of them that they wouldn't. They were pretty tight-lipped about that, but Janet, as you called her, she goes by Birdie now and is the old pro's protege, right hand, and granddaughter, it turns out.
I'm sorry, what?
She's his granddaughter. She just kept going on and on about how this would make grandfather so proud, and how this was her key to finally get his help. She wouldn't say with what.
Okay. Interesting. Well, cool. So we gotta deal with her. I don't know why she's so obsessed with me. Honestly, it doesn't make any sense. But if she knows where my brother is, then we have to track her down, which shouldn't be too hard if she's stalking me. So.
Bo Peep looks at you both, Honey and Bramble. He says, I think from what I saw, you two are more than capable of handling yourselves, but I'm still kind of banged up. I think Peepers is going to have to take me back to my Shepherd's Grove to recover. Back
Please
to
rest.
the herd.
The den. The shepherd's den.
Thank you. That's perfect. The shepherd's pie. No, that's something else. She says, I was able to do this, though. As we were making our escape, I planted a tracker on Birdie, and then she hands you like a little device. It's got like a little bleep, bleep, and, I'm pointing in the direction. Like, she's been on the move since we made our exit, but there you go.
Bramble's going to hold the device out to Honey.
Scanning. Can I try to sync up with it?
Let's call that yeah, let's do it. Unleash your powers for that using your orb tech
Yep. My super superior technology. Ooh. This was a 11.
Oh yeah, beautiful. You're able to, what do you want to achieve by like connecting, assimilating with it?
I think like as this tracker device is kind of like blinking, we see the glowing lights on Honey's body start to sync up so that they're pulsing at the same time. And all the meanwhile, Honey is going beep boop, beep boop, beep boop, beep boop, beep boop, beep boop, beep boop. Now connected. And Honey kind of moves up more towards Bramble's face and says, I have synced myself with that device. I can track Birdie now.
That's great. So then I'll have my
Birdie
copy.
is right here. And I think Honey puts out a map.
Yeah.
And there's like a little blinking dot that's blinking with the same frequency as the device that you're holding.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see it moving around or whatever Birdie happens to be doing.
Yeah.
Okay, that's way cooler than the device, for sure.
So much cooler. Yeah.
I am a holographic orientation navigation invention. This is what I do.
It's true. You had one job and you do it very well. Well, let's go get her, I guess. Radicchio, are you up for another adventure?
Radicchio answers affirmatively. He's like, always, my lady.
What about
And-
Pyro? Will Pyro be okay?
Yeah, so I called my friend. It's part of this like other group who has basically helped us set this place up. And Pyro will get taken to a hospital that specializes in working with people like us. So they'll be fine.
Yeah.
That's good, because
Just
while I can do maps and navigation, I cannot heal or be a doctor.
That's fine. I kind of not heal quickly, but it's hard to damage me. So, and she'll kind of like do a little bark skin to show Honey.
Cool. Cool.
yeah.
Cool. Wow, cool. Neat. Let's go. And Honey will float towards the door.
Yeah. No,
Amazing.
Hundo, right? As you head out, the signal, the beacon that you're tracking finally stops moving. And it is landed some ways outside of Halcyon on like a public, like a national park kind of deal, state park, somewhere out there. And you can see from the map that Birdie is somewhere inside of like a what's like a small mountain called? A mountling? Is that when it's a mount?
Just
Like
a hill.
A
mountain is
hill?
like
A hill.
Himalaya. Mount is like, not quite a hill, but like that's what a mount is, right? Like we're talking like the Rockies, like those are mountains, but you've got like smaller ones, they're mounts.
We
And then
go
you've got
hills and then mountains, so
I'm
just be a
making this
small
up.
mountain.
I think I'm
Don't
making
make a mountain out of a small mountain, Miguel. Have you seen that meme where it's like, this boulder is the size of a small boulder?
Okay, you saw the original of that though, right? Like the police department in some county posted. I think I have the original saved somewhere. I'll make this really quick. So a boulder fell in a rock slide and was like just on the road, but like off to the side a little bit, like cars could still pass. And the police department went out, took a picture of it, and tweeted it and said, a small boulder the size of a large boulder is on this current highway. Basically, just be aware of it. And specifically the wording, small boulder the size of a large boulder, or it was something similar to that. Everyone memed on it, and like especially the TTRPG space, because they were like, oh, when GMs try to describe things on the fly or whatever. It was just really funny.
Well, the best part was there was a car next to it, and it was fully
Yeah.
the size of a small car. So
Yeah.
we know what they were trying to say, but they fumbled it so badly.
So it's a big hill the size of a small mountain. In this it's in like a little mountain ridge right outside of Halcyon. The red
Hold on. I'll
mounts.
post. Do I have link permission? Can I post this? Here's
Oh,
a
in the
link to
chat?
what-
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it let me do it. So here's a link to
Oh, yeah, but
the
it's
tweet.
blanked it out for the rest of us.
Oh, really? Boo.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll
Don't
post
Send
it
it to me
here,
in
and then
chat
one
and
of
I'll
you can
post
post
it.
it. Yeah. Anyway,
Don't worry.
I'm on
don't
top
worry,
of my
everyone.
memes, okay? But as
gotcha.
our target sort of settles in, Honey looks to Bramble and says, "It appears Birdie has stopped moving in this area," and like the whole like national park area kind of like pulsates on the
Mhm.
map. And Honey says,
Alex,
"This
you know,
national park is over 2 miles away from our current position. We can walk or we can take an Uber or a Lyft. One moment." And Honey just pauses and then says, "If we take an Uber, it would be $32.43. It is kind of expensive. You know, surge pricing. Lyft is slightly less expensive, $28.02. Or we could walk 2.3 miles. What do you want to do?"
Bramble kind of processes that for a moment and then says, I mean, how long until they get here?
Until who gets here?
Uber or the Lyft?
Mhm.
Calculating. A car from either service can be here within 5 to 10 minutes.
I mean,
But who
that's
knows
faster
with
than walking.
traffic. Shrug emoji.
You just read the okay. So we could walk 2.5 miles, and it's going to like take longer than waiting for a car and having a car take us. So and I can technically afford it. Thank you to the Dawn Brigade. So I'm gonna like let's get a lift.
Calling a Lyft.
You even have like a promo code that you get as a superhero.
Yeah.
Right? It's like permanent.
Lyft acquired. Your driver is Angel. He has a 4.9 star rating and will be here in 7 minutes.
Fantastic.
Please
Thanks,
proceed
Tony.
downstairs.
All right. Yeah, when the lift gets there, get in the lift with Radicchio and Radicchio's hedge horse and a little android.
Yeah.
Can it be like
Sure.
a really weird looking car?
Why the fuck not? It can be whatever kind of car we want. While you're waiting for this weird looking car, you're just like, out on the corner here of your building. Like there's, the hustle and bustle of the city. I guess, yes, it is an Aztec. We'll go with that. Those are nasty. It's a few civilians, passerbys come by, and one of them's like, "Hey, Bramble, great job with the bank robbery. I heard it on the podcast, or heard about it on the podcast." I'll do have a fan cast out there.
Cool. So
Yeah,
happy
little-
that you enjoyed hearing about it.
It's just a compelling story the way she tells it.
The way who
just keep
tells
walking.
it?
Are you really gonna make me look it up right now? Yeah, hold on. I have let me look at my Google Doc.
Yeah, I can't remember who the podcaster is.
The 10,000 NPCs I've made up for this, most of them never been introduced. Forthcoming. Miscellany. NPC. Her name is, and it's a really good one. And it's so good I forgot. So
I have a name, and it's a good name too.
You just wait. When you hear this name,
Denim Drew, that's someone else.
More shoddy in chat. That one person with that podcast, that one person with the voice.
Jana Riverheart.
nice.
Yeah. He had reached out about an interview at some point in the first episode. Y'all rejected that. You're busy. I get it. So yeah, no, you just get a little public recognition, and then you pop in to your weird looking Uber, and you're there. You get as far into the state park as roads will allow, but there's like hiking trails and stuff. You can see that the destination you're heading definitely doesn't have any trails that lead to it. It's off the beaten path, as the cliche goes.
Yeah, so Bramble's not even gonna like bother trying to sneak into this place. She's fed up with this nonsense. So yeah, I'm just, as soon as we get there and the lift gets us close enough, I'm going to bark up and then head on up to wherever.
Bark
up. Up.
Yeah, you head, and it's as you follow Honey's beacon, you get to the ground starts getting a little steeper. You can tell, you're getting higher up elevation wise. I guess, how else would you? And get to, it's steep, but it's climbable until you see about halfway up the big hill, small mountain of undetermined size, just like a big cave opening, and it looks like it's being guarded by some more underlings. And I think as y'all as y'all huddle up or whatever you're gonna do, before you do whatever you do, let's go ahead and take a small break. Hope everyone stick around and join us here in about 10 minutes or so, whatever the vibe calls for. TBD. Thank y'all. We'll be back. Hello and welcome back, everybody, to episode 3 of 3, this season of Age of Wonder, a Mask's actual play. We left our heroes in Halcyon State National Park. That's not right. Halcyon City State Park, something like that. We'll fix it in post. It's fine.
Nikki never fixes anything in post. It's fine.
That's the joke.
There is no post.
There is none. Tracking down the villainous Birdie, who we believe was formerly a hero named Goldenrod, who gained her powers under mysterious circumstances, then lost them under skyscraper collapse circumstances. Actually, didn't lose her powers, but that's last we saw her. She was in the wreckage of one Wellington Tower at the end of season 1. Hadn't really been seen since. That bitch. We tracked her down to Mount Halcyon, specifically a small cave about halfway up towards the peak. The cave entrance is under guard by some real generic looking hench people, you know, some kind of like half-assed Iron Man techie looking armor, some kind of stun weapons. They don't have their helmets on. They're fully just drinking like coffee out of a thermos. It's getting a little chilly. Halcyon State Park is famous for having like an intricate and very deep network of caves and tunnels inside of, well, right where you're at. Some rumors say there's some that have even to this day been unexplored, but that's where you've been led by Honi. I'll say you're like slightly beneath the cave entrance, but you can totally see these peeps from where you're at. You're on a spot, you're not really climbing. There's a little bit of a ledge or outcropping where you are, so you have plenty of space to stand. Radicchio is like keeping guard. You know, he's got his little wooden shield and his little lance up, looking around. He's like, looks clear down here, my lady.
All right. Well, let's do this. Can I unleash my powers to bulk Radicchio up a little bit as well?
Yeah, absolutely.
He calls the all seed thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not great. It's a 7.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You do. As you begin to feed Radicchio your plant energy, you know, like you said, what he calls the all seed energy, he begins to like grow, and as he does, you glow a bit as well. Your eyes turning this like bright white, giving off a lot of light. The guards over you are too distracted to see what's going on until you sort of go somewhere else for a second, right? And you go again. It's like your vision is just filled with this kind of like flowing shadows of leaves and vines and things, and you hear that same voice you've heard in your head before, but this time as it whispers more in your ear, you see this like form begin to form from the leaves and vines. You see almost into like the form of a person with like long flowing hair, of more vines, branches, leaves, thorns, and just like you currently have, these 2 bright glowing eyes. As that happens, you come back, you know, right? This happens, you come back and you notice that you've given too much energy to Radicchio. This time you've bulked him up, but he's bulked up to the point where he is very visible to the guards above, and they've seen him and y'all and are looking down, wondering. They're like, what are you doing here? And begin to like scramble to put their helmets on and stuff. One of them knocks his thermos of coffee over. It tumbles down the side of the hill there towards you. But
Oh no.
yeah. Who wants to
Coffee is
drink?
expensive.
So I think when I see that happen, I am going to um let's see what happens if I do this one. Yeah,
You know what?
I'm going to
You know what? I apologize.
what?
I was supposed to give you the option of taking a condition other than what I just did. So that's
No, it's
my bad.
okay. I'd rather get noticed than take a condition.
Got it.
I would like to directly engage the threat then, and fight them.
Yeah. How do you engage?
I'm going to try to whip my vine out and knock their heads together.
Fucking love it. Yeah. These being just like como se dice? Guards you've essentially caught unawares, even though they just like you don't, I'd say you won't even need a roll for that. You vines whip up, you kind of like knock them. Yeah, they don't have their helmets on their head, and they just like both collapse. And you've avoided further detection.
Well, that was easy. Honey, you got a location on Birdie?
I believe Birdie is inside this cave, but my sensors are being interfered with. The rock is very thick.
Cool. Well, I guess let's head in deeper and see if we can find her.
Engage flashlight, and I think a piece of the side of Honey pops out, and we as the audience see like the laser gun like switch out for a flashlight. Flashlight
Beautiful.
turns on.
Absolutely, it does. Yeah, you're able to scale the rest of the hillside to get to the cave entrance. The two guards still stunned. One of them is sort of coming to, but not really. You know, they're just like, I just need to, you know, like kind of in and out of it. And just like you hear like the faintest like, boss said to stay here till they found the kids, so we gotta, and then just back out again. Yeah, do we just head on in? Do we?
Yeah, I'm gonna head in and see if I can find her. Would that be like an assess the situation or something?
Let's see about that. Mm, yeah, you know what? Let's do that. Why
Okay.
if not? You kind of give everything a quick look around.
Plus superior. Oh, it's higher than I thought it was gonna be. It's a 10.
Hot dang! So you get 2 questions from the
Uh-huh.
list of assessment.
Instead of what here's biggest, like instead of what here is biggest threat or whatever, can I ask like what direction I should start going in?
Yes, and let me, before I answer, I'm gonna ask. Answer your question with a question. Is your bigger priority here finding JJ and Shadow or confronting Birdie? Because they may not necessarily be the same.
If the option is to find my brother in Shadow, I think that's what Bramble would go for first because she cares more about JJ than she does about revenge.
Got it. Absolutely. So let's call that a how could we best end this quickly, since that is your ultimate objective. So as you begin to assess the sitch, you reach out with your roots, you know, dig them firmly into the dirt beneath you, and that allows you to kind of get this sense of the tunnel system and what's in the cave network, and you get sort of a clear image of how to get to an opening inside of, you know, that one of these tunnels leads to, and you can see in there through your plant awareness, we'll call it, right? Your roots kind of like they just travel the whole way, they peek in a bit, and there you see JJ and Shadow. They've got some camping equipment or something, like some such with them, and they're definitely doing their best to like lay low and stay out of sight.
I think that then I'm going to tell Honey, my brother's here, and so I'd rather find him than fight Birdie. So what do you say we jailbreak a couple of teenage boys?
Honey is still, I think, trying to scan the cave and probably unsuccessful, and beeps at you and says, affirmative.
Go
Let's
ahead
go.
and also roll to unleash your powers
Sure.
as you attempt to scan
We'll
the old
try.
mountain
Ah.
side.
Oh my god, go in my thing. Plus literally this is the only thing I've been rolling all day. Freak.
Yep.
6.
Oh, that's not great.
No, not
We do have one
good.
team in the pool. If anyone want to spend a team to bump it to a 7, we don't have to.
Let's do that.
Hey, look at that. Yeah, Bramble begins to assist, so you're able to like kind of resonate with this plant energy because you're a very advanced orb. So that makes 7. You can either mark a condition to make it as like a complete success, or I can tell you how the effect is unstable or temporary.
I will go with the second one.
Gotcha.
Because I think that narratively makes sense for the cave being a cave and technology usually not working.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I love it. So as you scan, and let's say y'all start making your way into the caves as well. As you walk and you're like scanning, and well, you're floating and scanning at the same time. You are able to go out, like you're able to pick up the locations and directions of the caves up to a certain point, but then it becomes like, yeah, there's too much interference with like the thick rock and everything to see where it's going. But you notice immediately that as you get further in, the area behind you remains unmapped. Like you lose the mapping of where you left. So it's like you just have like your immediate surroundings, but not much further out than that.
It's the fog of war. Gets smaller.
Yeah. You make your way down the tunnels, walking and talking and whatnot. And then you hear kind of like from the direction ahead of you, there's something of there's like an intersection, and you've started to notice that like every so often you see like a cracked like glow stick kind of thing or something, like something out of an emergency kit that have just been thrown around to like provide light in these tunnels. So you can tell something's been through here. But you come up to a sort of litter. I love it. Sorry, that got me. Yeah, there's like kind of like a classic little T in the road intersection. You should be heading left, but from the right you can hear voices of more of these guards or underlings, what have you, that are patrolling through. They've got like that classic like stormtrooper voice, right? Because they're talking through like the helmet voice modification or whatever it is, whatever they used, whatever app they use in those helmets. And it's sort of the same chatter as before. It's like the sooner we find those kids, the sooner we get out of these creepy caves. And you hear their footsteps kind of getting closer up to the intersection in front of y'all.
um, Bramble's gonna look at Radicchio and be like, "All right, little guy. It's your call. Your calling. It's your time. I want you to distract those guards. Don't let them touch you. Don't let them touch you. So I don't want you to get hurt. But what I want you to do is get their attention and take them on a wild goose chase. We can find you later." And she's going to put the tracker that she kept on Radicchio. So then maybe later Honey can use that to track Radicchio down if Radicchio gets lost. But Bramble's gonna be like, I highly encourage
Smart.
that you call them names.
On them names.
Can you say fuck, Radicchio?
Pyro said if I said that, I had to put $1 in the jar. Madam.
Pyro's not here.
A little mischievous grin,
I can
rose
keep your
on his
secret.
face. He's like, yes, I can. And he's off, he does the horse thing back in the back 2 legs. Whatever that's called.
That's totally what I pictured. Was just the.
He does a neat trick. Yeah, he makes sure to make like a lot of noise as he's like banging his spear, his lance on his shield, right? He's like, and as soon as he turns the corner, you just hear a surprise, "What the fuck?" And then I told you these caves are creepy. As Radicchio charges ahead, and you just hear, "Have at thee, you bucket-headed buffoons!" But to them, it's just the sound of like someone eating a really overdressed salad, right?
I
It's just
forgot about that.
this wet, messy roughage, just kind of noises.
That would actually be creepier, I feel like.
And as you hear like the commotion, you just hear like another back and forth, like, "What is that? I think it's a vinaigrette. After him!" And then you hear them running off down the other direction.
Honey turns to Bramble. Now what? Should we keep looking?
Yeah, now we find my brother.
So yeah, you're able to distract these guards and head down. And it isn't too long before, I say isn't too long. Time is subjective. Subject. Yeah. You continue for a ways and don't
Honey's telling fun facts.
the whole time. You don't encounter
Yeah.
any other ne'er-do-wells. And in fact, Honey, you still have Birdie's location on your map, and you can tell you're a good distance away from her, but you also now have a second little green blip that you're tracking on your map that is Radicchio, and you can see like you can at least track where he is, but like as he moves further, you can't see like the structure of the tunnels, just where he's kind of heading, but that kind of starts giving you an idea of how the things he's moving through are shaped, right? You come down into a tunnel that does seem to end in a wider opening. At Bramble, it's like the inverse of what you had seen before. Like now you're looking in from before you were looking out. And you see a really timid JJ kind of creep out from behind a boulder. It says, "Sis, is that you?"
Yup.
He comes running and just gives you the biggest hug. He's like, "I'm so happy to see you." Shadow begins to come out as well, and he's like, where's Pyro? Where's my sister?"
She had to go to insert name of superhero hospital that I'm sure they would know what it is. They're fine. But not good. So just a little beat up, a little out of it, and really wasn't safe for them to come with us. So she's at the hospital. We need to get the fuck out of here. And then you guys can tell me what the fuck happened. So let's go.
They say, no, you can't be here. You gotta go. You're in danger if you're with us. They're after us. They think we know where. And like noticing Honey for the first time, they think we know where that is.
Did you know that dueling is legal in Paraguay as long as both parties are registered blood donors?
Shadow replied, I don't miss this.
Hi, JJ. Shadow. You should come with us.
Look, it's with us now, and like pretty sure Birdie saw me with it, so they know that I have it now. So let's go. Let's get out of here. Come on.
Honey's
He's,
like,
super
slowly floating back towards the way they came, but like spinning to check to see if anyone was following it.
Mm-hmm. Nothing so far that you can tell. It seems all quiet on this side of the cave complex, we'll call it.
JJ, Shadow, please come with me.
JJ's like, I can't believe you've got Honey. How did that? And Shadow interrupts. I told you this was gonna happen. This is classic sis, just gonna get involved in everything. He says, Honey, I don't think thanks, but no thanks. We got our own way to get out of here. This is how we've been keeping ahead of these people. You come with us. And Shadow just like holds a hand out and produces a large, just like black shadowy void. And he's like, this will go back to where I guess he doesn't know they don't know where y'all live because you haven't seen them since you moved in the apartment.
Maybe
He just makes
goggles.
He makes a portal that'll go back to. He's like, Goggles will know what to do. She's the one that told us to stay low. And
Goggles
opens
is
the portal.
missing.
And it's like he just closes it right back. What do you mean? He's like stressed. He's like visibly stressed out. No, my sister's injured. Goggles is missing. She said she was going to handle this as long as we laid low, and then she'd come get. Oh, no.
Perhaps she is still laying low, but I have not seen her in a while, and you two disappeared as well. I was looking for all three of you when I ran into Bramble and Pyro and the others.
Just scratches his head. He's like, well, all right, I guess we're going with you. And they begin to follow you as you make your way through the cave.
Did you know that the word stressed is desserts backwards?
Yeah, that tracks. JJ's like counting on his fingers for some reason to like figure it out.
Bramble's gonna look at Honey and be like, is Radicchio coming towards us now or still away from us, you think?
Checking. And Honey's gonna open up their map again and look at it.
Mm-hmm. You can tell by Radicchio's no longer moving. And he, from his location, you can tell he is at the entrance that you like where you came in from.
Radicchio is back at the entrance and has stopped moving.
Perfect. Let's head there then. And we'll head back towards the entrance.
As you head to the entrance, you make your way. The cave mouth that you came in through, it's not just like a straight tunnel, right? It's a kind of a big. There's something of an opening, a larger area right there. As you walk up, you hear that same familiar laugh. Birdie, and she's got like a handful of hench peeps with her, and two of them are guarding Radicchio, who's like held down by a net. and she just sees you as you approach and says, "Oh, Vanny, you just make this too easy."
Van doesn't even look at her and looks at Ridicule and was like, I'm sorry, little guy. Didn't mean to get you caught.
He's like, he replies, "It is an honor and my duty, my lady. I will fight till the end for you." And again, all of the like JJ's like, "What is? I still can't understand your salad. What did he say?"
Bramble looks at the henchman and at Birdie and is like, if he's hurt, I'm gonna fuck all of you up.
Hurt? How do you hurt a bush? This is a bush. I'll show you hurt. And she just like pulls like a lever on her ridiculous device, and she like starts gaining altitude, and like one of the red balls from her tube like loads up into like the barrel of this weapon, and like, you know, just kind of like loads up into the very tip of it, and like it's like bright red and it ignites like a flamethrower. She's like, "I'll show you hurt. Now hand me over." Scans and like, "Your that hand me over that," pointing it at Honey. It's like, that is
Honey hides.
like behind
like
someone.
Like too late, but we'll just zip behind the nearest person.
Mhm.
Bramble turns to Honey and is like, you don't want to go with her, right, Honey?
No.
All right, cool. I would like to be the monster.
Mhm. As you, before you roll, real quick, Birdie does a quick like aside to one of her henchies and is like, "Call my grandfather. Tell him we have it." And now proceed.
Yeah, so I roll my eyes because they don't have it yet. And they're not
Bramble.
gonna, because I rolled an 11. So on Be the Monster, so I get on a 10 plus, I only have to choose one, but I can frighten, intimidate, or cow others to my monstrous form. I would like to intimidate or frighten whatever it takes to get these henchmen to run off and leave Birdie by herself. And then for the one I have to choose, it says you frighten others, you're not intended to scare, hurt someone, or break something I shouldn't have. Feel like the monster afterward. I'm gonna go with break something I shouldn't have and accidentally break the thingy, the one that is attached to Radicchio, the sensor thingy I made, or that I attached to him. So what I'm thinking is like when I do this and my vines all pop out or whatever, that I like at the same time I'm trying to reach for Radicchio to get him out of the net, and then I accidentally break the thing that I attached to him instead of grabbing him.
Right. Yeah, that totally happens. So you reach out, you become the monster. Your heart grows 3 times that day. That's not it. But you grow a bit larger than you were before, right? And yeah, you're just vine upon vine just whips out from you. You're like similar to before, you're kind of roughing them around, you know, but not causing any serious damage. One, you grab by the leg and trip up. Another, you wrap your whole thing around, just shake for a bit. And as it's like you're, you know, doing this distracting, moving them aside, and you go and you whip the net off of Radicchio, and as you do, it sort of like jolts up in with electricity. It was like trapped, and actually the sparks from that are what like disable the device as you rip it off of him, and he's able to like run towards you, but it falls off. And as you accomplish that, you kind of let the rest of the hench people go, and all of them just turn and like, "I'm not getting paid enough for this." And they run. Another one's, "You're getting paid?" And they just go sliding down the hill. Birdie turns back and turns at you, cowards. And all the while she was like letting off blasts from her flamethrower, trying to like, you know, get your vines and stuff, but doing so unsuccessfully because you just. And then you see her having to like, as she turns to like face you down, she like kind of like pulls this lever on her device again, the red ball that was in the barrel of this is like singed now and it falls out, and then like she loads up another one in there. Its one is it's green, turns out it's a green one. He says, I'm gonna tell you one more time, give me that thing and maybe I'll let you out of here in one piece.
I don't want to be given to anyone. I am supposed to be used by the general public for good. And Honey is going to zip upwards, and I would like
Mhm.
to. I think at this point it's directly engage a threat.
Okay.
And I will be shooting out beams of light towards I think I'm going to target the weapon first to try to disable it.
Oh, you love to see it. Absolutely. Let's do it. You roll with
Okay.
danger. And you're gonna trade blows.
How dangerous am I? Not very. All right, let's go. Ooh. That's a 9?
Ooh, actually, we're gonna that roll is valid, but we're gonna pause out real quick because I am historically bad at this. So when you enter battle against a dangerous foe as a team, add 2 to your team pool. So you've got 2 now. We
Ooh.
burned one a little earlier. Who's our leader in this situation? Probably Bramble. I feel like it's always the case.
Yeah.
Anyway, so okay. And we're gonna I don't think you have influence on Honey, Bramble, do you?
No,
feel
yeah,
like I
no one
did. I don't
has
think
influence
so.
over me.
Yeah. Do we all have what's everyone's purpose here in the fight?
Get out.
Disable her and get away with Honey.
We'll call that the same. We're all trying to get out of here. So we'll add another one so that gives us a total of 3. Does anyone, Honey, do you mistrust the leader of the team?
No.
Do we feel like we're ill prepared or off balance? Definitely not off balance.
Mm-mm.
And I feel like the way y'all just handled these minions, we're not ill prepared either. So we're not going to remove any. That leaves us with a total of 3 in the pool. So let me just make 3 little hash marks here, and we did it. Honey, it was on an unleash your powers, and that was a 9, correct?
9, yes.
Okay. So second verse, same as the first. Do we want to take a condition? Or sorry, I was thinking of unleash your powers. So on a hit, you trade blows. Do you want to resist or avoid their blows, take something from them, create an opportunity for your allies, or impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition?
So we have 3 team or 4 team points?
You have 3.
Can I use one to get a 10 so I can do 2?
Bramble could use one to help you to get a
Yeah,
10.
I do that.
Okay, cool.
Bramble, how do you set Honey up for the win?
Well, currently, I guess Birdie is looking at Birdie can't look at both of us at the same time. So I think what Bramble does is goes, oh Janny, you are just so misguided.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, no, that totally distracts her. She looks your way, and then Honey, it allows you to set up a great shot. You hit her weird tennis ball launcher right. Basically, I think you hit whatever tennis ball she'd loaded up in there, and it goes off. And the the tennis ball kind of like explodes in like a little burst of acid and starts melting the barrel of her own weapon. And she's just like, I guess, yeah, we would call sorry, you wanted to, because that's what you wanted, right? You wanted to like blow up her thing.
Yeah, I wanted to disable the weapon.
Yeah, so do we want to call that take something from them, since you're taking away their deal, and you can spend your other dot however you like, or your other pick.
Yeah, I'll take something from
Okay.
them, and
Okay.
I also would like to I think I'll also create an opportunity for Bramble. Because
Okay.
now that I've destroyed the gun, I think Bramble can go in and take Birdie out.
Okay. So we directly engage, you go, as her, we'll say this happens. The way you're able to create the opportunity for Bramble is like she's got her whole focus on you. And as you're firing off, melting this weapon right in her hands, she just like unhooks it, so it's no longer attached to her pack, and just throws it in your direction. So go ahead and roll to take a powerful blow.
Me? Okay.
Yeah.
Take a
You roll plus
powerful blow.
conditions. So if you have none, it's just a straight roll.
This is the one where you want to roll low. Let's see what happens. Okay. Plus conditions mark, that's none. So that is a 6 from me.
Yeah, so go ahead and mark potential.
Choose
And
one.
how do you weather the blow?
Let me mark a potential.
Good roll.
I will choose.
Since it was a 6, you just no consequences, but you just describe how you're able to avoid or defend against her thrown weapon.
Oh, 7 to
6
9. You choose. Ah, 6 is
six very good. Yeah.
Okay,
6 very
okay,
good.
okay, okay, okay. Because I was looking at these three, I was like, oh, geez, what do I pick? Okay. What? The weapon flies
Mhm.
out towards me, and I think it's still like burning, melting, sizzling, what have you, electricity cackling through it, and this
Absolutely.
huge thing is hurled towards Tony, and I think Honey just uses its body transmutation power, and it's flying right towards me. And I think Honey's entire body just separates into two, and this whole thing passes right through it, and then like comes back together
That's
into
fantastic.
orb.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then Honey just like blinks twice down at Birdie and says, "You missed. Haha."
The haha is the best part. Oh my god.
Just gonna mark something real quick here. Birdie, no big deal. No one worry about it. And
this
as
better
stated
be
previously,
a condition from being absolutely humiliated.
Yeah, Birdie's having a real bad day.
By an orb.
A real bad day. Not a good day.
No, it turns out. And then yes, as we say, Bramble, this creates an opportunity for you. You can see Birdie getting more and more, maybe not frustrated anymore. It's clear that she's still pretty angry at y'all, at you specifically, for some reason. She's just a hater.
I hate her.
But you also, after this has happened, especially after Honey's taunt, you're starting to see like doubt, like a lot of self-doubt in her face, like maybe this isn't the right idea.
Bramble sees that doubt. She's seen it before, like during auditions and things growing up, and she looks at Birdie and will whip her vines out, grab her by like her wrists and her ankles, and just kind of like pull them together and then tie her up. And will help Radicchio up. Oh, I guess I should like directly engage a threat or something.
No, I'll say that's because Honey granted you the opportunity. I think you can, let's call this unleashing your powers.
Okay.
I'm trying to, because I feel like, yeah, it's a toss-up between needing a roll or not, because you're disabling her while she's distracted, so it's not like she,
right.
Yeah, let's call it that.
It's a 9.
Okay.
Mark a condition. Wait, I can't read that. On the, it's not letting me scroll far enough away. Night will tell you how it's temporary. So because it's a 9, it's temporary.
Or you can
Or
mark a
mark a
condition to just
condition.
make it a full,
I'm gonna
success.
I'm gonna mark a condition and then use my
Okay.
move coming for you, where if
Hmm.
I believe that somebody has made me, like whoever I blame for causing that condition, I get a +1 forward on them. So I'm gonna mark angry.
Okay.
And then I am going to use that move. So if I have to roll against her again, I get a +1.
Yeah.
And I tie her up, and then
Hmm.
I'm going to like get Radicchio and his horse up, and then I'm going to look at the brothers and at Honey, and be like, so Shadow pull her out of here, take her with us, turn her into the authorities.
I Shadow's like, I'll get us out of here. I'm not taking her with us anywhere. But he's like, but I guess it's your call. You did save us, and
Yeah, I was gonna
you are
say,
my
do I
big
need to
sis.
like
You're my big
convince
sister's
him?
best friend.
Yeah. Also,
Um,
Shadow's the one that I went to prom with. Like, we're good friends too.
mhm. He's like,
We
I'll. It's your call. You know best.
we
JJ's like,
should
yeah, sis, we
leave.
just want to get out of here.
We should leave as soon as possible because Bertie called her grandfather, quote, grandfather, and I don't want to be here when he gets here.
Right. And we're gonna take her with us because we're gonna turn her in. Because this is some bullshit. I'm tired of her stalking me. So let's just go to Goggles' place. It's fine that she's not there. Let's go there because that's where you know to go. And we'll get out of here. We'll take her with us. We'll turn her into the Dawn Brigade and call it good.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a solid plan. She struggles as you go to pull her, but she's in like no condition at this point to actually. It's just it's pointless. But she doesn't stop. She's like, you don't get. She's like, you don't understand. You don't understand. He said he would fix me if I did this. You won't fix me now. But you just drag her, but she is just unconsolable. You end up back in Goggles' lair, hideout, club, place of business through just one swoop of Shadow's portal, and he's like, "That's it. Yeah, okay, here we." He's like, "I gotta sit down. That just bringing that many people with me kind of gives me the dizzies sometimes." And he just like finds a chair and is like, oof. And JJ's looking around. He's like, "This place is dusty. She really hasn't been here for a while."
It's only
Uh,
been me, and I keep my space clean. And you look at like the center console and the charging
mhm.
dock that Honey sleeps on is
Yeah.
immaculately clean, but everything else is just dusty.
Mhm. Yeah. JJ notices, he's like, "You're right. Wow, this is cleaner than I get it." Notorious clean freak. He loves cleaning the place up. Um Montage real quick. You contact the Dawn Brigade. They pick up Birdie. She's a mess, you know. As they take her away, she just is just yelling, "Savannah, Savannah, you haven't seen the last of me." Just again, but her threats ring hollow, being completely bound and under the custody of these other heroes. You're able to make it back to your own place, your apartment, the brothers in tow. Pyro, you hear back from the medical facility where they've been taken and seem to be on the mend, but still not quite ready to come home. Shadow decides to go visit his sister so he can be with her, and etc. So now it leaves you two and JJ in a messy apartment.
So what have you been up to, JJ?
I've just been running. Shadow's been hopping us around the city, other places just to stay ahead of that of your ex-girlfriend, I guess, or friend. I don't know. She got issues.
Yeah,
But
something about needing to be fixed. Do you know anything about that?
they got close a few times. I'm not gonna lie, it was touch and go. Like they almost got us there. But no, she just would always talk about how she had to go back to her grandfather after she lost her powers, that he could restore them somehow through these new allies he made. You know how they like to rant? All these villains, they're the same. They just love to hear the sound of their own voice. Like I know that as a guy in a chair. Like it's the first thing they teach you. Use the monologue to your advantage.
Exactly. Perfect.
He's like, but yeah, she would just talk about these new allies and how they just, if they found the orb, that they'd give her whatever she wanted. She just wanted her powers back.
Sad. Well, she doesn't deserve him.
I think he's the one that gave him to her.
And then he took him away?
But it sounds like the grandfather, the old pro, career criminal, is the one that altered her somehow to give her these powers. But the accident at the tower took them away. Like I said, that's all I know. We escaped.
Right.
We kept running. Shadow kept teleporting us. Goggle said we couldn't contact you, to not contact anybody until she could give us the all clear that she was safe. And he produces like a small communicator. Like she said, she'd contact us on this when it was safe to come back out. That when she knew the people after Honey were dealt with.
I wonder, Honey, if you can like reverse engineer that thing and we can let her know what's happened so far.
Can I attempt to scan it to see if that's something I could do?
Yeah, and I'll say you don't even need to roll for it. You've got plenty of time. You know, you're not under stress. It's a technology made by Goggles, so you're probably pretty familiar with it already. You know, having spent time in her workshop and lab and stuff, and being homies. So you're able to integrate it very easily. And as you kind of load up, you know, you reverse engineer it. That's not quite right, but yeah, you use it to like track her, basically, similar to how you integrated Bo Peep's device, but a little more complicated. But eventually you get a hit, and her location pings at the workshop laboratory of the Northwood Initiative, the organization that you escaped from. And that's where we're going to end it, folks. Thank you, everybody, for joining us and with this third season of Masks in Age of Wonder. That's wrong. Age of Wonder, a Mask actual play, episode 3. Bye bye, Birdie. That's right. We're doing it. That's what we're calling it.
Ha! Very funny.
I have been Miguel, GM. I hope to see you all again sometime soon. You can find me nowhere really right now. I'm not really on the internet. I'm not doing any streams anytime soon either, so can't find me there. I am taking some time to work on my own rules light TTRPG called Order Up, a game where the players take on the roles of a plucky crew of food makers, food entrepreneurs, street food magicians.
It's very cute.
Because there's a lot of magic involved too. Making food in a world of whimsy and fantasy, coming soon to a high five near you. And that's it. That's all I'll be up to in the near future. I am on Hive, Miguel _Classico, but no one's on Hive, so
I'm on Hive.
Really?
Yeah.
Could you do did you get an underscore?
High five.
Because it doesn't let
Hive
you do underscores.
5. Maybe I don't have one then. I don't know.
I can't remember. I think you did a period
Twitter
instead.
TBD. I am still technically on Twitter. I just don't tweet. That's enough. That's enough out of me though. Jay, tell us about you.
Hi, everybody. My name is Jay or Nala. I use they, them. I am on Twitter at NalaWoo and at Nala Draws if you'd like to see my art. Every other social media, including Hive, TikTok, etc., is all also at Nala Draws. I am a professional art director and illustrator doing freelance full-time in tabletop RPGs. Besides that, I am a voice actor, sensitivity consultant, TTRPG content creator, and professional actual play stream performer. If you like what I do and want to see me do this more, you should tune in to some of my other games, including on Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. on Going Crit RPG. I play on an all-Asian cast playing Vampire the Masquerade on a show called Itaewon by Night. We are the first and only, as far as I'm aware, all-Asian cast to be playing this game on stream, so I'm super proud to be part of this project. Our penultimate episode is this upcoming Tuesday, and it's going to get wild, and I'm very excited to see where that goes. Also on alternating Mondays, this is a 3-shot, so you join us for episode 2 of La Fête du Carnival, which is a D&D 5th edition Spelljammer game over on Paradise Productions. I am playing a chaotic pirate bastard gremlin. It's the best way I can describe Mirage, who is married to, if you know Drac or Draconix, I am married to Drac's character, who's also a pirate, and it's fun. We fought space clowns last time, and now we have to try and escape from the deserted space clown island.
Talk about a power couple.
I know. We literally, like, when I found out Jack and I were casting this show, we were like, so power couple. We're both gonna be unhinged pirates, and it's a lot of fun.
That's the dream right there.
Hot.
Yeah. And I have a very exciting thing coming up in February, which has not been announced yet, but I will be playing Thirsty Sword Lesbians with some really cool people for a one-shot.
Awesome.
So I'm very excited for that. But if you want to keep in touch, up to date, what have you, with any of the weird stuff I do, follow my socials. And that's me. And I'm going to hand it over to Nikki.
Okay, I was already unmuted. Whoops. Okay, so the channel is ramping up. We took December off. We're using January to ramp things back up. We have cast. We just are reaching out to people for casting for our winter offerings. So upcoming, we have A Tune to Die For, which is probably going to be using Gumshoe, that will be solving the murder of a Toon detective. So that's going to be really cute and really wild and absurd. And I'm really looking forward to watching that. We also have a Lancer campaign that will be coming out on Sundays. And that will be GM'd by Red Mage Ray. So that'll be really cool and fun, and we're really excited about that. You can also catch our the Morkborg show, The Belly of a Cat God. That will be on Fridays coming up in February. That'll be really cool. We've got some amazing players in that. I'm so excited, including my favorite GM of my favorite AP podcast. And so that will be really amazing. And then we have a Blue Rose coming up, but we haven't decided on timing for that yet, so keep an eye out for that. We're going to try to have the TEA-TRPG admin play in that, and you know how it is. It's hard to schedule a bunch of people, especially now that we've added so many new cool people to our admin team. Last thing is we have a 100 subscriber goal. When we get 100 subscribers, new subscriptions, we are going to do a collaboration with the Monster Fuckers Anonymous team. We will be splitting that revenue with them, so it is not just one of those collaboration for exposure situations. It's a collaboration and we split the money. And then once we hit that 100 subscribers, we will release the footage of us doing a Smash Crash or Bash of the Monster Manual. Probably going to move that to Pathfinder. We will figure that out. But basically, would you fuck it? Would you cuddle it? Or would you fight it? So tune in for that because it's going to be really great. And then in March, we have our Wiz-inspired musical, well, it's not going to be a musical show, but we an all-black cast will be playing a game inspired by the musical movie The Wiz. And so that's going to be
cool.
literally magical. We already have a few of the cast members cast for that, and I love all of them. I'm so excited. So keep watching, and we will see you on the internet.